You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox. That was the Stranglers, and that song was called Duchess. And we have Mr. John Lydon in the studio.
Hello, Steve. Good to see ya. One Sex Pistol to another.
Excellent, excellent. How you doing?
All righty.
Did you go on the old? It's on tonight, right?
Yeah, I think they're airing it tonight. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel last night.
Yeah.
Under the disguise of it was my 50th birthday, but you know we set it up to go and have a bitch about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And quite right and all. Self-appointed sods.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't mind getting something for nothing, but I ain't going to pay for the privilege.
Right.
You know what it is, Steve? It's like they're asking us to pay them to tell us we're famous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not. We're infamous.
We're already famous.
Yeah, done that, been there.
Ain't we already famous? Do we need them to tell us we're famous?
Well, it'd be nice if they paid us for the privilege.
You've got medical or something.
I don't mind being paid to be told I'm famous, but I ain't paying them. So there you go. Good on ya.
But it's more to it than just the seating, isn't it? I mean, it's
did
your lyrics in the bleeding, not even your lyrics, right?
Yeah, no, the bigger truth is, right, and you know this, I'm just waffling about the money, I couldn't give a toss, but, I mean, I've had problems with this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for a long time, and in particular the museum. Now, you remember years ago when I was running Rotten TV for VH1?
Right.
Well, we were going to shoot an episode there at the museum, and they wouldn't give me permission to film. And in particular not to film this so-called alleged Sex Pistols exhibit they had, which by all accounts was somewhere under a staircase down a corner at the end of a basement. In it was a set of lyrics that they claimed was the original things that, you know, like I wrote them out all in one go and autographed them. Phony by anyone's stretch of the imagination, and I told them so. But they told me that their sources were irrefutable. So in other words, my word isn't good enough, but my words are.
Right.
Right, that's wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so a museum that's based on, what, you know, selling you a load of old cack and phony baloney, you can't be supporting. If they're doing stuff like that with our career years back, why are we going to hand ourselves on a platter to them now? They were never interested in the truth in the first place, and now all they're going to get is the truth.
Well, they can put your new lyrics up now in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes. What ones would those be?
You know, the statement.
Oh, well, no, that's all of us, particularly the bad spelling of congratulations.
I wrote that, yes, that was my idea.
It needed to be said. We thought it out, we worked it out, and we knew what would be done, you know.
But you're the lyricist, mate. You've always
well, I'm the mouthpiece, and I.
And you've always written all the lyrics. Remember Lazy Sod?
Yeah.
I wrote that in my bedroom. You completely changed the lyrics around.
Well, he wanted it to be this sad song. It was sort of a sad song at the end.
It was sad before you got hold of it.
Well, God, if you're the bloke up there doing the howling and hollering, you've got to be believing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's always been like that. When we did versions of songs, I mean, we always skipped them around a bit.
Yeah.
We made no fun of our own thing completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
Do you ever listen to Nevermind the Bollocks?
I do every now and again. It's still as solid as ever.
Yeah.
I don't know how we did it, Steve.
I know.
Don't know. Which is, you know, I think because we had no conceits.
Right.
You know, and we were confused, as you should be.
Right.
It's the best thing is to just go in and get on with it.
Yeah.
We didn't have any time to sit around and, you know, wax lyrical or ponder great orchestra pieces.
Yeah.
And so it just flowed natural.
What do you think?
One take vocals? My God.
I know.
21 guitar takes.
Hey, not that many. It wasn't even me, it was Chris Spedding.
Oh, well, no, he just loved the sound you were getting, and he just wanted to rack you up into a wall of things, which is very important, I think. First year out of the trough, you know, and Mr. Jonesy here, you know, you were being acknowledged as something a bit of a special sound. Me, I was one for the loony cage.
No, not at all, mate.
I did all right. You remember the first 6 months of rehearsing? I mean, I didn't know what a tune was.
I know. It was
and you were going, look, this is where you start. Twang, twang. Is that right? And the first gig, when I heard myself, I think it was...
St Martin's College. Was that
monitors? Yeah. I actually heard what I sounded like, and I realised what agony I was putting you lot through.
No, that was the Marquee.
Marquee, supporting Eddie in the Hot Rods.
Yeah. That was the first time you had monitors. I think we only did like
Well, I
two
kicked them
shows
in, you
before that.
remember?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
couldn't stand the sound of my own voice. God. Well, we're off to a good start here.
It's good. Going down memory lane. It's excellent. What you
Well, people don't know. You know, I mean, they assume we were this Malcolm game, and yes, Malcolm had his fair part in there, and we're up to any old shenanigans if it suited us.
Right.
But we worked really all right, even though we never really spoke about it. But when you're 16, 17, 18, 19, you ain't got much to say anyway.
right?
Not about like the inner intellectual depths and workings of a band. I never thought we'd get anywhere. Do you? Well, you knew we'd get to St Martin's Lane, which was 25 yards across
Round the corner from
street
the
of where we
marquee.
rehearsed.
Oh yeah,
and-
Denmark Street. You're gonna see the world.
yeah.
Do you ever do you ever run into McLaren?
Nah.
You never run into him?
Nah.
You've never crossed paths any time?
Years and years ago, I met him, Bernie Rhodes, the old Clash manager.
Whatever happened to him?
Faded off the planet.
Just completely out.
Yeah. I think what happened is they all started trying to claim credit for the same things, and they were all hopping over each other.
Yeah.
That was the only time I'd seen Malcolm in a long time, and we decided to do a runner and leave Bernie with the bill.
Yeah.
Right, typical Malcolm. I'm one for that myself every now and again.
What do you think you would do if you did run into him? Would you talk to him?
Just say hello. I've got no animosity against Malcolm.
That's good.
Never. I mean, you know, I like to use my wicked tongue, and so does he, but I don't think there's anything really evil in it.
You know, he's waffling on right now in Selfridges as we speak.
Yeah.
It's either tomorrow or,
Yeah.
or right now. They're
Yeah.
doing this 30-year thing at Selfridges.
Yeah, Steve, this is from a bloke who's saying, like, the shame about me is I can't live without my Sex Pistols legacy.
And he can't stop.
He can't
Yeah,
stop
he
talking.
can't let it go, yeah. Unbelievable.
You know, hello.
Well, at least we're getting some money out of it.
Well, at least we wrote the songs.
He ain't getting nothing out of it, I don't think.
Well, it's a bit sad, isn't it?
He's just trying to get some acknowledgement.
Well, he's invented this new current thing of anti-management. This is how he's explaining himself now.
What?
Right, you know, that he guarantees a catastrophe.
Oh.
You know.
That's hard to do.
Very clever, though, isn't it? Typical him. Could I have a cup of coffee before I get the runs?
Did you have a nice bathroom?
I did. I squeaked a mouse.
Excellent. Can we get some coffee? Is there a wiper out there? Someone who can get Mr.
In
Lydon.
the porno industry, I think they're known as buffers.
Waffers.
Fluffers, buffers, and... You're
Should we-
doing all right here, Steve. It's a really good set-up studio.
Look at that. Look at that.
Bingo.
You ask and you shall receive. A bucket full of coffee. Excellent.
A cardboard box of coffee, that is novel.
It's all the latest craze, you know.
Starbucks.
Box
right.
of coffee.
Sorry, pardon my French.
That wasn't me.
So, I mean, where do we stand in the world? We've done a lot. We have. We've wrote some of the best songs ever, I think. We broke every boundary, every barrier put in front of us. We've done it with no help from the record industry. Not ever. And now they're, what, claiming something off us.
Right.
Don't like that.
Don't you have an album out in England?
Yeah, can't get it released here.
Yeah.
All right. We can't get Never Mind the Bollocks re-released here.
It's bizarre, though, isn't it? The record industry right now. It ain't even it's barely a record industry.
It's like distribution, isn't it? It's like warehouses.
Yeah.
You know, they just want to send a wagon load off of stuff here and there. No responsibility.
I don't think most people even know. Say, like, you know, some company just bought so and so, and they probably got nothing to do with music,
Yeah.
and they have no idea what they're selling. It's just a whole different
It's
game. now.
it's a bit like you buy a Jaguar in America and it's a Ford engine.
Right. Right.
That's what you're getting now. You're getting the logo, but not the content.
Yeah, and it's all
Unless
about.
it's a Sex Pistol.
Yeah. Hold on. You heard this bloke?
Now, you've won nothing, but here's your BFH, your bus fare home.
You know that bloke?
No.
Bullseye. He's like. Anyway, never mind.
No, I won't.
What was I going to say? Like, if you don't even if you don't get a record in Walmart, you ain't got a hope in hell of selling any records.
The way charts. But we were always hit with nonsense and cons like that. You know, if we don't chart W.H. Smith in the first week, we'll never be in the charts no matter how many you sell after. Well, it never mattered, and it still doesn't. I mean, I run Pill, I run my solo stuff, I've been through the Pistols, and it's still the same way. I still don't have chart positions, I still don't have radio play.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
You don't need those things, you know? It's hokey little silly sods like Green Day that come in and think by sucking up to that system that you're somehow beating the system. You're not.
Right.
You've become part of it.
Yeah.
You know, they're as inducted as anybody could ever hope to be.
I was thinking the other day that
Sticky tape on a duck's arse. That's Green Day.
They probably wouldn't even have, they would have been laughed at if they would have been around in '77.
They wouldn't have survived it, Steve. We get to earn the wings. You
know what I mean?
All right. The hammerings and idings were a bit severe, weren't they?
Yeah. They wouldn't have.
No.
I was thinking that the other day. They wouldn't have even. They would have been laughed at. Yeah.
Toy Town. We made it easy for them to come in and nick kind of our things off us, which is all right.
Yeah.
It's nice, but they're silly, rich, fat kids, and so, you know.
But they shouldn't go around saying that we weren't the real deal.
Yeah.
I read in an interview.
Yeah. That's saucy. That's really saucy.
I don't know if they're taking the mick or what.
Don't say it. Just tell the truth.
Exactly.
You don't need to fib.
Exactly.
All right? And I've had problems with them about that and a few other things. You know, we never liked the term punk originally either, did we?
What?
Because this Caroline Coon brought
exactly.
it up in a Melody Maker article, King of Punk. Oh, king? Me? No. You know, here I am putting down the monarchy. Irony or what?
Mm.
And there it was, Punk, Mr. Big's toy boy. And now, you know, Green Day quite happily are running to be Mr. Big's toy boy.
It's amazing.
It was hard times we went through.
Yeah.
Serious.
It's like footballers back in the 70s didn't make a dinar. You know, they got on like 200 quid a week.
Yeah.
If they were lucky, like top footballers.
Yeah.
And now they make stupid money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's more like softball now, watching it. Except for Arsenal.
I know, don't start.
Arsenal. I wash me hands, I wash me face, and I watch me Arsenal.
That was a good. I tell you what, that was a great game. As much as I hate to say so, that was a brilliant game.
No, good football's good football. Mm-hmm. We're talking English here.
Yeah, that was a great game. That was a great game of footy. You got a tough one though. You got Juventus next.
Oh, what? Real Madrid was simple and easy and lightweight.
No, that's what I mean. It's going to get. They're pretty. Real Madrid have been a bit, you know, dodgy, but I think Juventus are.
I reckon the multi-billion organisation that's behind them. There ain't nothing dodgy about a team that's got Zidane in it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Ronaldo. Hey, that's some kind of dodgy.
Yeah.
Up against a bunch of 18-year-old Arsenal kids. You know, come on, dodgy.
It's going to be weird, isn't it? Playing old Vieira.
Yeah, well, sod him. We're doing all right without him. You know, superstars. I think when they get too big, get them out of your team. You don't need them. You know, and they start trying to make out it's all about them. Because it ain't. Well, sod football. Anything else we can waffle on about? Oh, you got the best of bread.
Yes.
Whoa, let's have a look. Oh, can I borrow your glasses? I'm blind as a bat, Steve.
Yeah, look at the bottom bit. I was going to play track
How about
one.
Nielsen Schmiltzen? I've been trying to find that lately. I can't live without you.
Do you want to hear a bit of bread?
Yeah, why not?
Come on then. Yeah, I'll put that on. Slap number one on.
We've always been proud about being in it for the bread.
Yes. You know, it's not too late to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Monday, you know.
Oh, super. Yes.
We could still make it.
Well, funnily enough, our press agent's going.
I have a friend with a private plane. We could fly out there. Got a corporate plane.
Well, you're unfortunate enough.
If you're listening right now, you are listening to the voice of John Lydon.
Hello, the kids are all right.
Do you like that song?
Not really.
That's why I played it for you. But you did like bread.
Yeah. No, you were saying just about Cliff Richards coming on and stuff. And people presume, you know, we should be enemies to people that have completely different points of view. No, it's never been like that with me or you. If someone completely believes in what they do, they're not my enemy, they're my friend.
Yeah.
Might be totally alien to my way of life, but I respect them for being able to present a case and believe it.
Yeah.
I don't like fake. I don't like middle washiness. And so good on you, Cliff Richards. You got him on.
You know what? He didn't know one Bleeding Pistol song, though. We were talking about the Queen.
Yeah, he was very good at trying to ban us there for a few years with his Festival of Lights stuff.
Yeah.
Yet he don't know one of our songs. Yeah, we love Cliff.
What did he do?
There was a time I almost pushed him off a cliff. I was that angry with him, but now I really like him. It's all right.
He was talking about being inducted into the knighthood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we said, oh yeah, the Queen. I said, yeah, we wrote a song called God Save the Queen. He's like, you did? What's it? What? I mean, how could you not know that? You know what I mean?
Right.
He lives in a bubble, but I love him to death. I think he's great. I really do.
There's something all right about certain people. I don't know what it is.
He's true to himself.
Then that be it. The words don't sum it up, but people who believe in what they do and can justify it properly are always going to be all right with me. Always.
He was coming out. Get this. He's like, what is he? Got to be close to 70. He was out here. He was going to do a showcase in New York at 70. He's doing a showcase.
Then he is a boy in a bubble, isn't he?
Yeah. He's trying to make it. He's desperately trying to make it in America. I hope he does get some success.
Well, he's been out 70 years. I mean, it's bound to get a break sometime. Let's hope it's not a leg.
So what else you been up
Let's
to?
hope he don't break his colostomy bag either.
Oh, poor old Cliff. I heard that about him. Is that true?
I don't know if it's true or not, but it's a great bad rumour. Isn't it?
I was having a look down there.
Yeah, oh, damn, I've burst my shopping bag.
Oh, God. Oh, it's disgusting. Have you got... Is that Bug on the Discovery Channel? Is that coming out here, or was that out?
No, you're talking about that Megabugs thing I did.
Bugs,
it was a 10-part series for Discovery. They won't release it here.
Why?
No idea.
Is it entertaining? It must be.
It's bang on the money.
Yeah.
It's from a man who's bragged about loving industrial car parks to be stuck in a bleeding jungle. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's just me being real. Well, I study things, I read. I like to know how things work, Steve.
Yeah.
And I don't like killing anything. And so, an ant crawling across a table fascinates me.
Yeah.
And so it just played in lovely to a 10-part series. It's ended up now in England on the universities, on the curriculums.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about nominations, oddly enough, it was nominated and put up against Attenborough. Lucky I came second.
Yeah.
Because it'd be another award I wouldn't be able to go and collect. Because I feel I don't like awards, see, I feel ropey about them, but I do like doing work that's off the beaten track. Yeah, acknowledged, but left alone and not absorbed into the system.
Yeah.
There was many scorpions, a lot. Things that I would normally have been, spooked about. But the thing is, you see these things in the wild and they look different, they behave different.
Right.
Well,
when I was young, I was never interested.
it's like being stoned without the joint.
Right.
That's how our nature is with me.
When I was young, I don't know about you, I was never interested in looking at the sky or anything. When you get
how
older,
how could you, Steve?
Yeah.
Another grey day in London.
Yeah.
Nothing to notice.
But I didn't care. I didn't notice things when you're young, like your life. You don't notice it. But older
I tell you, I did notice spots. Pimples. Zits.
Yellowheads.
Things like that. Things that made you worry and think people wouldn't like you for it.
Right. Yeah. Do you remember my mate Jim Mackin? He had the worst skin under the planet.
Yeah.
I didn't realise at the time. He must have been tortured.
Yeah, murder. Yeah, torture. The things we worry about. The little vanities. But teenage years are the worst for it.
Yeah.
And
you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and we didn't even have time to properly cultivate a few yellowheads because we're in the middle of that madness. It's all right, when you're being discussed in Parliament under the Traitors Act, a pimple on the end of your nose takes second place. Does, honest. I've got to do a documentary about it, starring Cliff Richards' colostomy bag. I bet that's got enough pimples.
Oh, funny stuff. What do you think of old Bush? You think he's not Bush, the other bloke?
Bush. Well, it's a great reggae song. Every hour I stick a bush. Yeah, right. Bush, he's like Quayle, isn't he? It's still the same old game with Republicans. They still can't spell potato. They're very good at shooting each other too, these chaps. How you can mistake,
It's all the latest craze.
A very well-known banking millionaire for a quail with a shotgun. Maybe he was looking for Dan Quayle. We're back to can't spell potato.
Do you think he's in bed with our matey boy in England?
Blair?
Yeah.
Somebody has to be.
Yeah.
Tony Blair. Well, that man is somebody's poodle, right? I mean, he is. I mean, the original soup tureen, isn't it? The goofy Ministry of Silly Walks bloke.
Yeah.
Right? He's not bright, but he is conceited. Right, and he's a bit like Tony Blair's a bit like a lawyer above a bookie office, at the end of some like low rent street. Right, he's not the full shilling. I don't trust him, and I don't like it. I don't like extreme right. I don't like extreme left. I want common sense in all of it. I've always been anti-politicians, the whole lot of them, all of them. Lying is their game. That's why I like Margaret Thatcher. She didn't lie there for a long, long time. She was just right out plain nasty. And I thought, that's all right, we can live with that.
I wonder what she's up to.
Well, she U-turned, didn't she? So she got in bed with Reagan,
Right, that's it. So it always seems to go hand in hand, America and England.
Should do.
Yeah.
With similar cultures, a bit of unity. I feel a little bit more loyal towards America than I do, say, backing up some French silly scallywag scheme.
Right.
Yeah? Be honest.
I love it here in America.
I know I do. I'm here, and I
love it.
People here are all right. People here, they're more friendly with each other and less suspicious and less hateful.
Not hateful if you do well, They don't want to cut you down.
That's it.
And they don't mind having you can always have a second chance in America.
Well, the fact is you can have a first chance too, and that's a big enough thing. You don't get that in England. You just don't. I'll tell you, like, particularly London, the way we grew up, to me, it was like crabs in a barrel. When one tries to get out over the top, the rest will pull it down. And that's how it is there.
Yeah.
Still is. Won't change.
That's a great analogy.
Oh, thank you.
I really enjoyed it.
He's analysing me right now. He's looking for those spots.
Oh, funny stuff.
I see you got Gene Pitney.
Yes. What do you know? What song do you like?
Anything, really. Oh, look, it's nice big writing.
A Town Without Pity. We got to go. We got to visit the Duke.
Yep.
We'll be right back. We're here with John Lydon. You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox. Thanks for listening.
And this is a vintage best of the box here on 95.5 KLOS, and that is John Lydon, Johnny Rotten, of course, of the Sex Pistols. Coming up in the next hour will be the notorious manager of the Sex Pistols, the late Malcolm McLaren. But now we continue with Johnny Rotten, the best of the box on 95.5 KLOS.
You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox with my guest, John Lydon. Hello, John.
Hello, John.
How are you?
Well, I'm all right, John.
Jolly good.
Nice to have us on, Steve, by the way, and have a good little chat like this in a nice casual human being way, like what people don't seem to think we are.
Yes, I know.
We're supposed to, sling mud at each other and, throw naughty words all over the gaff and pose and, but hello, we're Sex Pistols, we ain't fake.
And we don't care.
So there. Can I go home now?
In a minute. Only another 20 minutes. What are you going to do this afternoon? Anything? Have a kick?
Oh, no, I'm going back to see Arsenal on the TV. They're going to show edited highlights.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Now, hold on. Look, we picked out this Gene Pitney record, and you reminded me of when we played Tulsa with the Pistols years ago.
24 Hours from Tulsa. That's the song.
Right, the Christian fanatics that turned up.
Yeah, they was bizarre there. Is that a Christian town, Shovel? Tulsa?
It's a dry state.
A dry state?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for these so-called alleged Christians, and there we are, we're just a bunch of soppy kids, I suppose, right? I mean, these sods had guns, right? They were absolutely blatant in their intent to kill us at all costs if they got the chance. And the posters, one of them was some quote out of Leviticus, I suppose. I believe it, when the world turns to rottenness, blah, 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 you know. And they're going with rifles and stuff. And, you know, and the police weren't particularly interested in our benefit.
No. We were there just to rock, man.
Yeah. and we're real glad we rocked their boat, because I tell you, if you can make those kind of, like, self-righteous sods that angry by not doing much at all, you're off to a good start in life.
It's so hypocritical, though, all that Christian stuff, don't you think?
Yep,
It's
as always.
So hypocritical.
I have a simple point in life, that if you're going to believe in a religion fanatically, then you shouldn't have a responsible job like a politician. Because if you're prepared to believe in utter nonsense, you cannot make sense out of the rest of the world. Right?
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
They was
Except if you're Cliff Richards.
colostomy. A catastrophe, colostomy. What about if? What about the other lot though in Caerphilly where they was outside?
The same kind of
Same-
thing, but without the guns.
Right.
You see, I suppose that's the difference between the two cultures, isn't it?
that was it,
You
yeah.
know, guns don't kill people. Yeah, right.
But they're so misinformed though. Both
Well,
places.
it's the need to justify whatever the cause is they have, and they'll hog on to anything if they're given the chance to use that to present their own position.
Yeah.
So in other words, we've always been everybody's like favourite whipping post, haven't we? It's all right. I like a good whipping, but it can go too far and it can get taken too serious. And by the time like craziness like that goes Southern American way, there's loaded guns pointing at you, and then it ain't so funny. But these fanatics would do that. It's like the Meat is Murder Brigade, or, you know, the animal activists. They don't mind slashing a human being, you know, for their cause, or blowing
abortions.
up an abortion clinic
Yeah.
because they love life so much they'll kill anyone to prove it.
Yeah.
Bit of a wrong un there, innit?
No, absolutely. It doesn't make any sense at all.
You ain't got no cause on this earth. If you need to kill someone, you ain't got no cause. It's nothing worth living for. As soon as you kill some other creature just for that, it's over. You're finished. It's always been like that.
What do you think your views
It's all right to eat beef, though, because cows are stupid.
Yes. It's good to have a bit of mad cow now and again. But do you think abortion should be it should be up to you, the woman?
I've always thought it's up to the woman. You know the Bodies song. I mean, that's from all sides of the border, right? But leave it open to the listener.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not pro-abortion or anti. I'm pro the choice of the woman.
Actually, that should be their theme song, shouldn't it?
It should be.
Bodies.
It should be, because it comes at it from a real common sense point of view. You can't just willy-nilly go out and have an abortion. You've got to know that it is a screaming bloody mess you're leaving on the table, a potential future human being. But that's a lot better than raising a child that's unwanted.
Right.
All right? And I ain't seen much good come out of orphanages and foster homes. I ain't. I've seen wounded people.
Right.
All right? They're literally the walking dead, and it's not right.
I agree.
You know? There's, you know, you got this now right-wing nonsense about banning abortion because it's unchristian and immoral. Well, I'll tell you, you're going to have millions locked up and institutionalised from an early age. There's your future criminals, and they will be psychopathic, because to grow up unloved is the worst thing in the world. You know this when you watch laboratory rats, how if there's too many in a cage, they start chewing each other. This is what happens. Monkeys in zoos. Zoos are wrong too. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
They're emotionally starved.
They shouldn't be locked up, you mean?
Nothing should be like that. All right? So don't bring in a child into this world if you know you can't look after it.
And no
Best
zoo.
thing- Yeah, and no zoos.
No zoos. If you want to see monkeys, go to Africa.
Yes.
Right?
I did. I've seen a lot of them. And they liked me.
Have you done you should do a documentary on monkeys.
I did.
You did?
I did.
Excellent.
I did. Yes, I went to Rwanda, Steve. I did.
Is that a dodgy place there?
Yes, it bloody well is.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous gaff. But Rwanda, particularly on the border with Uganda, but there was a lull in the fighting between the Hutsi and the Tutsi, right? And so in we went, and for a laugh one evening, I got kids from different villages to do a sing-song. wrapped around Anarchy and God Save the Gorilla, and no trouble,
God save the gorilla.
Yes.
They're probably.
But you know what I mean? For me, it seems silly, but it's true. You go to Africa, and you understand the principle of the Garden of Eden. The kids, the people,
They're
like
probably
the
really
real
nice kids.
they're just fantastic people. They're natural. Right? And it's Whitey's system that's got in there and corrupted them.
Yeah.
Right? It breaks your heart, I tell you.
I know.
Breaks your heart, Steve. Every penny we had, we spent on buying biros for these poor little sods. Because they were begging for a pen to learn, to write. There's no pens. They're not given any. They're kept stupid. It's not right.
The rich get richer and the poor get poor.
Yes, fascist, chauvinist, government fools.
There's no,
Isn't that a song?
there's no. It's not getting any better either. All that situation.
No, it ain't, is it? We thought this stuff we were writing years ago would, be looked upon as silly eventually, because, the world would be improved. It's more wicked than ever, Steve. The us, them.
Yes. I know.
It is.
What are we going to do, John?
Well, I'll just carry on doing what I'm doing and tell it like it is. And if, the powers that be don't like to listen to it, tough, I ain't stopping anytime soon. You'll have to blow my f***ing head off, because that's the only way to stop me.
Yeah.
I can't stand injustice. I can't live with it. I don't like it. We know what it is. We grew up with it. Right? We're the scum of the earth, we are. We ain't so bad, and you're farting.
I ain't. I'm just moving. It's the chair.
Well,
it's the ship rocking.
He's squeaking out, mother mouse.
Okay, let's play a bit of 24 Hours from Tulsa.
Yes, all you religious fanatics, get your guns primed and loaded.
This is picked from Johnny Select. You are listening to Jonesy's Jukebox with my guest, John Lydon. Hi, John.
Hi.
Fantastic to have you.
I'll tell you, it's funny being interviewed by someone I know so well. I don't know how to cope with this. It's a laugh, don't it?
Excellent. One thing I always wanted to watch, and I never got to watch it, because I don't have a bleeding converter, but your thing you did in England, Get Me Out of Here.
Oh, right. Celebrity nonsense.
How'd that come about?
For a couple of years, they kept asking would I do it, and I wouldn't. And then out came the lull. I'd bugger all else to do, and I thought, well, 2 weeks in the jungle, that might be a laugh. And I could scoop the money into some charities that I supported. That's what I did. I shifted a huge amount of money into quite a few different funds.
Was it hard work being on that?
Hard, yeah, because you're under the camera 24 hours a day, so you think you can't be yourself. But I just was myself, and that was it. Right? And stopped, the need to try and put on an act or anything. I've always been this way, so I just carry on that way.
Yeah.
Ended up being one of Britain's most loved people, which was not on my agenda.
That's amazing.
I thought, just get, oh, look, he's horrible as usual. I know it annoyed a lot of people, like, presuming that I was doing this because I wanted to be famous. And I'm not like that. I never have been. Yeah. I did it for a laugh, And when it came time to, who'd win, and all that, and who's going to stay the longest, I walked. Because I don't do anything for competition or to score one above anybody else. But I raised a serious amount of good charity money.
Yeah.
All right? And I wouldn't even mention that, Stephen. I've kept that side of my life quiet for a long, long time. But for the fact that I had to deal with these outrageous British newspaper allegations that I was doing it all for the money. And, and I was some kind of greedy, celebrity-hungry git. And that's, unfortunately, the way the world is. You have to answer these accusations, or you will be forever, smeared with them.
Yeah.
And so there it is. I suppose for both of us, being a Sex Pistol right from the beginning, is we have to constantly fight off allegations and accusations. Like we've done something wrong. When, frankly, it's the rest of the world, not us. We got it right. The rest of you are still in 2 left shoes.
Well, I know something I've always wanted to ask you. Why have you never wanted to write any more Pistol songs?
I felt, and I still do, that it would be wrong, my heart and soul. I've loved that period, and when it broke up, it really hurt my heart big time. All right, really hurt me, and I don't want to go back.
Oh, I see.
All right, I really loved it, but it was time to go elsewhere. And once I started in Pill, rocket to another level, different level, not competition, just a different part of my world.
Right.
I miss the Pistols. I miss a lot of you.
Yeah. Well, we had fun the last time we toured. I had a good time. That little tour we did across
Yeah.
America.
But not always, because that's life, isn't it?
Of course.
And anyone who thinks it's all a jolly good wheeze, it's not. Being in a
It's
band,
hard work.
when you mean what you do,
It's
it's hard work. And you've got to watch yourself, and it's 24 hours a day. It's the same as being on that celebrity thing.
Yeah. I enjoyed the last tour, though, better than that big one we did. To me, that was
That
really-
was too much,
Yeah.
Steve. It was around the world, and it felt like 9 months of
It was
like,
a year.
you know,
It was actually a year with the breaks.
when I came home from that, yeah, nearly a year. That's right. When we came back, I couldn't get adjusted. I couldn't settle down.
I felt I'd come back from Mars or something.
Yeah,
You know, it was
felt
weird.
really out of place. Took a long, long time to get back into a normal way of life.
Do you think most bands have the same, nonsense that goes on?
I can see the need for drugs for some people big time, because you need to cover up that pain and that gap and that pressure.
Yeah.
But the more drugs you take, the worse the pressure.
Right.
It's-
And the monotony as well.
and the
It gets
monotony.
monotonous, doesn't
The
it?
world, what is it? It's 12 hours of panic to do an hour and a half show.
Right.
You know, and you know me, I'm vomiting all day long with fear. I can't help it. I get really worried about it.
Yeah.
Stage fright, whatever it is. But
But that's what gives you your big, when you come on stage, your
My
big
big-
persona.
yes, well, I've lost the stomach lately.
I'll tell you one of the best gigs I thought we ever did.
I
Was,
worry, Steve. I worry. I want to do the best I can with whatever I do, but unfortunately, I tend to annoy everybody around me doing it. I mean well, but I don't get no tea.
I thought Finsbury Park was one of the best shows for me.
Great mad crowd,
We
huh?
didn't play great because we just gotten going, but I thought as far as coming
me-
home gig, it was brilliant.
Yeah, for me it's about the crowds and how they behave, and accordingly. See, Glasgow is a place I've loved playing
Yeah.
all my life, and that is a volatile, violent crowd.
Yeah.
Very few bands can go there and come out of that place smiling.
Right.
We've never had a squeak out of them.
No, they were great.
Bang
They were
on
great.
us, bang on us, support us. And very mad places around the world. The more loonier the gaffs, actually, the more they liked us. The only trouble we really have ever had is in squeaky little places like Italy, you know, where these are alleged Christians, and they like to hide out in the crowd and throw the bottles sneakily from the side.
Oh, that was the worst gig we did in that. What was it? That festival.
yeah,
remember?
that open festival.
in Holland, wasn't it?
Mm.
The Roskilde Festival. That was a nightmare. We went on Shovel, and big cider bottles. There was a little crowd,
Yeah.
like in back a little bit. It was all stand. It was brilliant when we just so shy. There's all these flags and fires going. You know, it's unbelievable. Like 100,000 punters, and there was just one little mob who just kept
Yeah.
slinging these bottles. And John kept saying, "Look, stop slinging them. We're going to go off." Played another song, and kept slinging them.
Yeah.
So we left after like bleeding 4 songs, I think, 3 or 4 songs. That was the worst gig ever.
Yeah, it's like this. No, don't make us wankers. It's plain and simple to me. I ain't going to get blinded by some coward getting away with that.
Yeah.
All right? And if crowds don't learn to police themselves, then please don't ask us to be your victims. All right? If you're going to pay money to go and try and blind someone, you're the kind of person that should be put away for life.
Yeah.
Right? Because your intent is wrong, and it ain't nothing like ours. Right? They belong on a different planet, those kind of sneaky coward pigs. It's never face to face, is it? It's always hiding in the crowd.
Yeah.
The very people, actually, we hate the most. Shame. And well, in Italy, for instance, you remember those travellers who came? Now, some of these were little kids, you know, and like proper punk travellers. And these Italians, like these Italian football hooligans, were trying to throw beer bottles to hurt these little kids. That kind of cowardice. You know? Italian, you're mafia, you are not much.
Italians will hit you. You're nothing.
Soprano.
Nobody. I can't wait for that to start though. Sopranos. That's
Good series.
Oh, I love it. It's starting soon. I think it's like next week or something. Best thing on HBO. Excellent.
Yes. Right, I need to go and have another poo, Steve.
Well,
It's-
I
and
think-
and it's 2.
I think we're knocking it on the head. What are we doing? Visiting the Duke?
What's the
What-
Duke? What does
the,
that
the
mean?
Duke of Kent. We're paying the rent. Going to commercials. It's a long story.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'm going to...
I forgot, look, no underpants.
Wow. Inside stockings. Fishnets.
Do you know what they are? They're Samsonite travel pants, which you get free with British Airways.
Oh,
and you
no.
flew first class. So I had to have a pair. And look at them. I mean, that's kinky boo, isn't it? Isn't it?
Fishnets in trousers.
Malcolm would kill for these.
Tony Blair must have come up with them. Let's go and visit the Duke. We're hearing John Lydon. Be right back after his messages to